It's enough, I think. It's enough, I think.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Green Live stream. I'm your host, Edie Arndell. Good to meet you all. I'm here with Scott Free. How's it going,
Hey,
Scott?
everybody. Doing good, doing good.
And our guest tonight is Douglas P. Marsh, or
Yes.
Doug, as he said he likes to be called, tuning in from Michigan. So how's it going, Doug?
Hi. Great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So you're going to run again. You ran in 2024 for the U.S. Senate, which was kind of a big deal in Michigan because you're in the Dearborn area. So tell us a little about that.
Yeah, we did a lot of campaigning in the Dearborn area, Gaza and the genocide and continuing apartheid perpetrated by the state of Israel was a huge issue in 2024. And we did a lot of boots on the ground, went to as many events as we could, visited some mosques, and Jill Stein came through town with Shama Sawant and some other pretty notable leaders in the struggle against genocide in Gaza.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we had a pretty successful campaign season there in 2024. Jill Stein won Dearborn, and
Yes.
I also received a ton of votes out of that area in my campaign. We got about 1%
Nice.
in the race.
Excellent.
Wonderful. So what's the ballot access like there in Michigan?
Ballot access sounds like it's easier, better than down there in Illinois.
Yeah.
By virtue of a lot of very dedicated activism for the past 25 years in Michigan, ballot access for the Green Party is better than in many states. We nominate candidates through a nominating convention that our state party holds, and we submit those nominees to the Bureau of Elections, and based on outcome, if we get enough votes in a statewide contest, that maintains our ballot access that way as an accredited minor party.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
I wish we had that here.
Yeah, ours we have to get 5%. Well, we got to get 25,000 signatures to get on the ballot, and then 5% of the governor's race, which is a pretty high. That's pretty high to become an established party. So yeah, we're dealing with that now.
But my paperwork was rejected in 2024 by the Bureau of Elections, and we had to refile, and my paperwork was rejected again this year by the Bureau of Elections following our convention. As our election coordinator, Sherry Wells, put it, she called it a perfect storm. I'm reading here from her message: asbestos remediation of the Bureau of Elections offices, and one key staffer who is out of office due to a family issue, and another who had gone home early with an illness. And so there was really no one there to process the paperwork. And then small little technical glitches disqualified 3 of our candidates' paperwork, and we have that sort of complication to work through.
I never knew how dangerous asbestos was. Wow, it's a real it's a real threat.
Yeah, like how long's that been there?
Yeah,
candidates
They waited till right then to do it, right?
Candidates with some experience running on major party tickets in Michigan have told me that it's a lot more difficult, many more hurdles, and lots more pitfalls trying to get on the ballot as a minor party or independent candidate.
Yeah.
So relatively, it's still much more difficult than they make it for, the big duopoly,
the big two
machine.
Yeah.
Well, the big one that appears as 2. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what are your chances? Do you think you're gonna get on the ballot, or do you think eventually these things?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, the Bureau of Elections has acknowledged that there were some irregularities on that day. And so they've given us some options to remedy the situation.
Oh, so this time it should be a slam dunk.
Yeah. We had our convention significantly earlier this year than in years past, mainly because a few of us candidates have been seeing just so much media coverage in the races that we anticipate entering.
Oh,
Michigan is a swing state, and the Senate race is already, like, I think Jacobin did a big feature on the Senate race in Michigan already.
okay.
Just as we begin to get into primaries, the primary elections will happen in August, but endorsements from unions are already coming through.
Okay.
And so we felt as a party that it's important to nominate candidates and put our candidates in the mix along with all the other candidates who are seeking union endorsements and other things like that.
Okay.
So
I was just gonna say it's a really late primary. Ours is this month on the 17th.
Right.
I mean, not ours, not the Green
Yeah.
Party, but the duopoly has their primary.
I think there's some talk about moving the primaries in Michigan earlier in the year.
Okay. Wow.
Of course, who knows? They might just nationalize the elections, right? Isn't that what Fearless Leader? Isn't that what came out of Fearless Leader's mouth as the latest
Oh my gosh.
idea that he floats out there under no obligation to? It always feels like testing waters when he says outrageous things like we're going to annex Greenland and nationalize the elections, and one never knows which ones he'll follow through on and which ones will just kind of fall in the dustbin of jokes and oop, just kidding, I would never.
It's like he's the giant spaghetti monster and he's just throwing stuff at the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, they did talk about ICE, monitoring the polling places. They talked about that.
Yeah, there's been talk of that too, which is frightening in concept.
Oh God, horrible. But then they also said that when they signed up for ICE, part of the agreement was that they might get deployed. So they were like, oh, whoa, ICE might get deployed to Iran.
Bye.
I left a full-time position in December and have been reporting freelance since then. Oh. And a lot of my reporting has been focused on ICE activities. I don't know if you've heard of 287G agreements or how much those are impacting the state of Illinois yet. 287G agreements are essentially contracts between ICE and local law enforcement agencies, such as city police or sheriff's departments. And these agreements, there's a few different categories of agreement. Some of them involve county jails and transfers to ICE straight out of custody in a local jail.
Okay.
And then the task force program is the most intensive, and that involves essentially deputizing local law enforcement agents to carry out immigration enforcement activities.
Oh, wow. Okay.
In a sort of limited scope, but Texas and Florida legislatures passed measures making these agreements mandatory for law enforcement. So they are proliferating very rapidly in Texas and Florida and anywhere else that, states are doing copycat legislation. Mm-hmm. And
wow.
So that's been something that I've been studying and reporting on. And Michigan also has the largest ICE detention center in the Midwest.
Oh.
Really?
So I did apply for a position there to try to get a look inside, and
wow.
I hope that piece is published in a website called Distill Social this week. Yeah, distillsocial.com is a website that focuses on Michigan politics and news.
Nice.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, we'll look for that.
If you give us the link in the private chat, I can send it out to our audience.
Sure.
Yeah, I had no idea. Where is that located?
The ice.
The biggest
It's
detention.
in Baldwin, just north of Baldwin, Michigan. It's in a very rural part of the state, kind of a middle of nowhere former prison facility that
Oh.
Geo Group. I think Geo Group may have built it. Maybe they just bought it.
Okay. All right. Wow.
But they've operated it as a juvenile detention center. They've operated it as a detention center for non-citizens in the past. It's been opened and closed a few times, and most recently, they're currently in a 2-year contract with ICE. I think when I looked into the company's financial projections, they were anticipating like $70 million in revenues from this one facility.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's all about money.
Yeah, we have one in Broadview that they've purchased, or they're trying to purchase the building across the street, which is 10 times the size of the current one. And the Broadview one is where we've had all the protests, and that's been the big focus here. But they want one 10 times bigger. So,
And so to speak of pushing back on these kind of things, 287G agreements are something to watch out for, and the way to resist 287G agreements is through your city council, if it's a city police department, or by pressuring the sheriff's department, or the county commissioners can pull budget levers. And so those are areas where you can apply pressure in your community for 287G agreements. And I guess the other thing to remember is we're going to have to probably vote green at the federal level if we're serious about abolishing ICE, because Democrats don't seem serious about abolishing ICE, and Republicans seem enthusiastic about expanding ICE. So that leaves it to our party and our candidates to, I think, strongly advocate for abolishing ICE.
absolutely.
Yeah, they're not necessary.
Absolutely. No.
There was already enough there. What they needed was funding to make sure the immigration system runs smoothly. And if you could just get in there and stop all the wars and regime change, then we probably wouldn't have as many people trying to get here. You know, because most people would like to stay in their home.
Absolutely. No,
it's all connected.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And I was going to say the Democrats, they want body cams and training. That's what they want.
Well, they just need more training. Yeah, they don't care about training.
Oh,
Meanwhile, the unnecessary deaths that have made the biggest headlines were both filmed and the actions taken out by trainers. Some of the most experienced and decorated officers in the organization were the ones who killed Preddy and
Alex. Yep.
Good.
And good.
Yeah. Right. Good point. Yeah. Hardly need more training.
Wanted to mention that we have Alexandria Keating Sophia.
Oh, there we go. Hey.
They are running for District 10, going up against the dreaded Brad Schneider.
The pepper balls ICE uses against American is built in my district, and my representative hasn't said anything about it. Oh God. Yeah. Oh, it's horrific.
And the latest news on ICE detention centers, of course, is Geo Group and Core Civic buying huge warehouse facilities all over the country with plans to convert them into more detention centers, toward that 100 million deported goal or what have you.
Right.
And again, this is going to have to be attacked from the federal level, because as we're discovering in Romulus, Michigan right now, the local city council has said no to one of these facilities, and the attorney general is trying to say no. and the federal government, ICE, is saying you don't have jurisdiction to do that. And so that's
Wow.
turning into a big fight to see if local communities are even going to be allowed to have a say in whether these facilities are established and put into
Well-
operation.
Wow.
Well, isn't it up to the state government to control what happens in their state? And yes, they do have authority.
Not if it's a federal, if it's federal property, then federal law overrules
Okay.
state law.
All right.
It's federal property.
When ICE buys it, it becomes federal property.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Well, like I say on my show, on our show all the time.
Well, they can stop the sale,
Yeah.
but after it's over, I guess it's too late. But go ahead,
Yeah.
Scott. Sorry.
No, I was going to say my good old, I'm always a fan of secession because, I mean, this government.
Yeah, to be honest, I sort of had to dig into my memory banks to get all that ICE information back up because I've been so preoccupied with the beginning of World War III.
Yeah, right. I know, exactly. Right. Yeah, a little distraction here.
Very disturbed by this war of choice that, again, if you've heard Hakeem Jeffries and other people we would hope would be resisting this as an opposition party, they're not.
Not at all.
They're not advocating against the war. They're advocating against, the unilateral procedural aspects
Right.
of this war.
Right.
Most of them have indicated and signaled, well, they'll find a villain.
Right.
They'll find a villain again, as they do, and grant the president those war powers. Everybody's signaled that they're ready to get behind the war powers, because most of these ghouls have wanted war with Iran for the last 30 years.
Oh,
absolutely.
Right. Exactly. Yep. Oh no, the Democrats gave Trump a standing ovation when he started talking about Iran and how he had to go in there. Yep. Absolutely. No, they all totally support it because they're all compromised by Israel. It's a
AIPAC.
Yeah. Well, and just Israel. I mean, they're just completely controlled.
Yeah,
You remember Biden's Secretary of State was a dual citizen,
Okay.
Israeli American citizen.
Yeah, that's
Who was that?
Tony Blinken.
Tony. Oh yes, of course.
Wow,
Yep.
that explains so much. I don't think I knew that. I disliked him greatly, but I didn't.
I might-
know why.
Let me just Tony Blinken, dual citizen. Let me
I was just
confirm
gonna say
that.
a lot of people are, people that I've met in the States are like, well, the Iranian government is mean to their people. But
Oh, I'm sorry.
Then we go send Mossad over there to disrupt that, and then the government has to shut it down because people are getting murdered.
I may have misspoken.
Oh, okay.
I had the wrong Biden cabinet member.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
How many
That's
how many
okay.
are Israeli citizens? No. But we don't have the right to invade a sovereign nation, and especially when we're in negotiations with them. Like the United States has started using diplomacy as like a distraction so they can attack people, attack countries.
Yeah, no, as Doug said, this has been planned for so many years. And 9/11, which got us to attack Iran and Afghanistan, and then the left totally failed on Assad and Syria. I mean, even the left wanted to get rid of him, and it's like, guys, you don't you see the big picture here? And sure enough, now they're using Syria because they got a fake ISIS, CIA Mossad leader. So that's what they're using. That's the helicopters coming in off of Syria. It's
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is the final one.
And we got A. Jones here. Welcome back, A. Jones. Donald Trump is the perfect scapegoat for the DNC because that's all they want to talk about.
Well, and they knew that he was going to win. They had internal polling, and they knew the reason that Kamala was going to lose was Gaza, and they picked that. So
yeah, what's your catchphrase? You're just like Democratic Party chose Trump and ICE over no Trump and no ICE.
I
I
think
think that's it.
I'm forgetting. I'm forgetting.
Yeah,
I
Alexandria
throw a lot
says
out there.
Schneider clapped for Trump every time he talked about attacking Iran during the State of the Union.
Yeah.
Embarrassing for Dems. And
Yeah.
he's a Dem.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's District 10 that Alexandria is running against. But tell us more about your race.
Sure. This 2026 race is shaping up with a pretty competitive primary. I think the front runner is Mallory McMorrow for the Democrats with a progressive named Abdul El Sayed.
Oh, he
I've
had,
heard
running
of
in the
him.
primary.
right. He's gotten publicity. Yeah.
And it's an open race because Gary Peters is not running for re-election.
Oh, good.
Okay.
And I'm still in the preliminary stages of trying to put together a good team for the campaign. So
Okay.
I'm still in a building phase, looking for a treasurer and trying to come up with the best strategy
Yeah.
to really launch and hit the ground running.
Cool.
Wonderful. I've discovered having a campaign manager, even if they're only doing socials, is such a big help. Because it's somebody outside of you, and I'm running lieutenant governor with Griselda Romero. She's running for our governor, and like it kind of takes it away from the campaign. He can look at it from the outside and massage the language. Like he knows what we're trying to say, but what if you say it this way? Like that's more clear. That makes more sense. Yeah. So it does. It's very helpful.
Absolutely.
And Jill says, if you don't have a bank account and a website, you're not running yet.
Yeah, we've had a couple of phone calls with Jill in the Zoom meetings. Yeah, so that was the first thing when we were talking to potential candidates. She was like,
okay.
campaign manager. Okay, Jill, settle down.
Yep. So I went and got one.
Yeah.
A good friend of mine that has been protesting for Palestine with me for the past 3 years going on. So, yeah.
No, he's great. He's totally great. Yeah.
Yep.
No, campaign managers. Absolutely.
How are you guys finding petitioning? Is that going well?
We got a pretty good start. It's even they make it even more difficult because you have to have your sheets notarized. And so that throws a whole other kind of obstacle into people, especially people who have never done it. It's like, what? I got to do what? And then you got to set that up and, so it's difficult, but, we have done it in the past and we kind of figure out, okay, who's going to be the hubs and who's going to bring it in and get it down to Springfield. So, we've done it a couple times, but yeah, it's definitely a massive challenge. And the fact that I was thinking that today, the fact that we haven't gotten somebody to put a bill in Illinois to at least get it started is to put this stuff all on computer, because it's insane. It's the last thing that they've left, to do by paper. And that's obviously on purpose. They want to make it as hard as possible. But
yeah, like today it was raining. I couldn't go out, but I will say my reaction from the public has been overwhelmingly positive.
It really
usually when someone asks me, oh, Democratic Party, and I go, no, I'm green, and I smile, and they smile back, and they grab my petition board and sign.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, okay.
Yeah. No, Doug, you had talked about how you're a musician. I'm pretty involved in the music scene in Chicago, and I go to a couple different open mics, and this not my promoter, but a promoter, she's passing it around to everybody, and like she'll announce it on the mic, and people will be all excited. So, and I think what it is a lot of musicians, I'm stereotyping, are kind of more non-political. They're like, okay, whatever. And so they just they think this sounds great because they know things are bad. They know they want to change. So yeah, we've been getting a really good response. So
yeah, it's like, just sign here and we'll take it from here. Just sign. Yeah. We'll do our
best. I like petitions as organizing tools.
Oh, okay.
They're good conversation starters. I wouldn't necessarily, I feel bad for y'all having such a huge threshold of petition signatures together just to achieve ballot access. That's not
Yeah,
the kind of system you
just so
want.
people see us.
But yeah, there are other types of petition that we've used as a state party in the past to get out into our communities and start conversations and see who sits where in the issues, and that can also lead to having a meeting and getting more members for the party or volunteers for your campaign or what have you.
Absolutely. No. It is, and it is kind of fun when there isn't a, if there's people coming past, then I want to try to get the signatures. But if it's pretty dead out there, I'll sit there and talk with folks. It's kind of fun. Some of the things they say can be a real nightmare. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, you just go, okay, thank you.
There was this two women who were like, oh, so what is the Green Party? And I was like, well, we're for the environment. Oh, great. We're anti-war. Oh, great. We want to help the homeless. Oh, great. And we're against ICE. Oh gosh, we're for ICE. They're only getting the criminals. It's like, oh, okay. Never mind. Thank you.
You forgot to stop while you were ahead.
I was doing so well. I just talked a little too
some
much.
people, you tell them we're Green Party and they love it, and some people like, oh well, I'm not going to do it then. But I'd say overwhelmingly now they've just had it. They see the Democrats for who they are. Like I was watching Butch today, just describing how they just present differently. Democrats tell you what you want to hear, but then when it comes down to doing it, they find an excuse. Republicans just show you who they are, and you just got to deal with it.
Yeah, ultimately, at the highest levels, the Democrats and Republican parties both are controlled by very wealthy, very elite individuals who generally, live where? At the coasts. Well, they have multiple properties, right? New York, Washington, D.C., Los Angeles. They've got 10 or 12 places.
We're flyover country.
And then they'll visit Epstein Island.
Yeah. So these are the people who control those parties, ultimately, if you go up high enough. Of course, in your local county Democrats and Republicans are probably just your friends and neighbors. But just a couple of levels up. Have you guys heard any stories about Michigan state legislature, state politics?
Not really.
No.
I'm surprised because the leaders in the Democrat and Republican parties in Lansing are regularly embroiled in scandals that are just kind of chef's kiss, some of the greatest in the whole nation. Part of the problem in Lansing politics is that the state legislature is exempt from Freedom of Information Act requests, and so is the governor's office. We're one of 4 states where this is the case.
Don't say that loud. I don't want anyone else getting any ideas.
There's also this funny loophole where lobbyists are allowed to take our state representatives out to meals and events and pay up to $70 for their stuff. And then if they spend any more, the representative is just supposed to give the money back later. But there's no system to track these reimbursements.
Yeah, I'll get that back to you.
Yeah. So, Lansing politics are really something.
And we thought Chicago was bad, huh?
Yeah.
Chicago's got the reputation for sure.
Yeah.
Lee Chatfield was the big guy who just went down in flames.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, yeah, Scott, I binged some of your music earlier this week. Oh, thank you, Alexandria. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
So it was just a little less than a year ago that the former Speaker of the Michigan State House of Representatives was bound over multiple felony charges, embezzlement, and so on and so forth. So
there you go. There you go. Oh, isn't that special?
Well, we're run by criminals and
Oh,
apparently pedophiles and just
Yeah.
lawlessness.
Well, like I said, if it's your county Democrat Party or your county Republican Party, you might be dealing with normal people, but you really don't have to go too far up the chain before you're dealing with some real freaks and ghouls.
yeah, right. And it's right. It's only kind of like maybe a two-step. Like I've tried to work with some folks in the state legislature, and it's a lot of corruption in terms of real estate. That's really where you get the corruption. But yeah, that's just one step up to the total empire pedophile, genocide, class, without a doubt.
I think that's the real difference with the Green Party is I'm on the national committee of the Green Party. Like I'm at the people like you and me, people like us, we are the ones making the decisions and steering the national party and doing all that stuff. I don't think you could say anything comparable about the major parties, especially. Not even some of the minor parties, I don't think, run with as much true grassroots democracy as we put into action.
And the stereotypes out there are terrible. Oh, Jill Stein runs the place. Jill Stein does not run this place at all. Not at all. And just the general idea, I kind of get angry because a lot of places don't want to have political parties. They don't want to, and it's like, guys, we are not a political party. We are a bunch of volunteers. I mean, we are the furthest thing. Yes, we have to file the paperwork to be one, but we are the furthest thing from what anybody thinks a political party is. We are
right. If I meet people who come with the people, not parties idea, all I really have to say about that is what you really want is a party of the people, by the people, for the people, because people in no parties is difficult to work with when parties already exist and control everything.
Yeah. So
structurally speaking.
Today I was talking to Scott. We talk almost every day, and we were just talking about that. They want to protest. They want to do direct action. They're all over social media. They're doing all this stuff. But I said you're not really challenging power unless you're going for their jobs.
Right.
Because that's when they start paying attention. They need to be removed from their jobs and replaced by people that will do the work to serve the people, and that's it.
And we need to shut down.
You have to have electoral politics as part of that mix. Go ahead. Sorry.
And we should shut down the ports and go on general strike.
Yep, absolutely.
2028. Yep. 2028. General strike 2028, right?
Yeah, right. Yep.
Well, they were talking May Day. I don't think it's going to happen.
Sean Fain suggested May Day 2028, I think, or sometime around then, to try to have a coordinated expiration of contracts and an opening for.
So it's not this year?
Right.
Not Sean Fain and UAW.
Okay.
Right. Yep.
People try it every year, but it's great to have big union buy-in for strikes. Right.
Oh, that's why they're not successful here yet, because we don't have the unions on our side.
But I just heard that unions have been growing for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
500,000 more people are now unionized than were before.
Okay.
Well, let's say something controversial. You ready? Abolish the NLRB.
There you go.
Okay. Why is that?
No labor peace.
No, explain more.
Yes, please.
Oh, I'm a member of the Freelance Journalists Union of the Industrial Workers of the World, and we seek to abolish the wage labor system.
Oh, okay.
And the National Labor Relations Board exists specifically to prevent labor stoppages and to put workers through these years-long mediation processes during which time they are not paid. So if you have a serious grievance and a dispute from the standpoint of a unionized worker, you can complain to you get fired, you'll complain to the NLRB. They'll take a year or two to decide if you're right or wrong. And then after a year or two, if they decide that you're right and you were fired illegitimately, you'll get a little payment and
But
congratulations. And
what
then
do you
what?
do in those couple of years?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole system by which unions are recognized and
Mhm.
it's all real crooked and weird.
Yeah,
No,
I was
that's-
just watching Democracy at Work today with Richard Wolff while I was listening to it while I was driving home, and he was talking about the same thing. He gave like two examples of like one small factory, I think in Tennessee, where they just did it themselves, was my impression, and they got a contract, and the workers voted for it like 96%, and they got like $6,000 payout at the when the contract was ratified, and they get a 20% raise every year for 4 years.
Okay.
The Pittsburgh Post.
But then in contrast was a newspaper in Pennsylvania. I think it might have been Pittsburgh. where they
Pittsburgh
went through the
Post Gazette.
process-
They were on strike for 3 years, and they won, and then the company said, "We're closing.
that
We're
one.
closing
Okay.
the Pittsburgh Post Gazette, which has over 240-year legacy. It's a
Wow. Yep.
240-year legacy that's going away because the workers stood up for themselves and won.
Mhm.
And then the company is under no obligation.
Yep.
Yeah, because it doesn't exist
Fantastic.
anymore.
Right. Yeah. When you were talking about NLRB, it just reminded me of Crystal Ball when the presidential election was coming around, and her like weak excuse of why she supported Biden. Well, he appointed somebody really good at the NLRB. I mean, that was her reason for. I was like,
Well, it wasn't that around the same time that he was shutting down the rail strike.
yes, exactly. Yep.
It's like,
So-
what about this part, right?
It's like, well, the NLRB doesn't apply to them, so that's a different discussion, is it?
Yeah.
Aren't we all just workers trying to find leverage in the workplace and take control of our own democracy in the workplace? Imagine.
Right.
What a concept.
Because we go to the voting booth for 5 minutes once or twice a year, and that's all the democracy we get. What about at my job where I spend most of my time? Could I have a little democracy in that part of my life?
Right.
What if?
Mhm.
Or what if we just demanded it?
Right.
What
Exactly.
if? What could they do?
Yeah. Right.
Well, anyway, be careful with that and take some organizer training, because it turns out they can do a lot. And
Yeah.
I've been run out of a lot of jobs that way. So
Okay. Yeah.
take that.
No,
Get some organizer training. Join the DSA Emergency Worker Organizing Committee, or join the IWW and take an organizer training 101.
Okay.
And you will avoid the pitfalls that I've experienced in organizing at
Oh.
workplace.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, my local DSA has that group. I'm not in the workforce anymore, so I mean this is my job now.
Yeah.
Even though it's free.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, we don't monetize here on Green Live Stream, so you can watch these later with no commercial interruption, because we make
Right.
no money. Right.
So you have to actually donate to us personally. Or
Yeah. That it. Well,
I mean,
you should donate to her
campaigns.
campaign.
campaigns and the state party.
Yeah.
Me personally, I take that back. I'm not in it for the money. Yeah.
No.
I think the Green Party is maybe the most serious party in the game too when it comes to campaign finance reform.
Mhm.
Okay.
We want public funding for elections, right? That's part of our platform.
Right.
And the current system of dark money and PACs and super PACs. When I ran in 2024, I raised a little less than $3,000, and I did a lot of traveling, and a couple of hotel stays as I was trying to get around to as many parts of the state as I could.
Mhm.
And Alyssa Slotkin raised 44 million, spent $40 million on the same the same race that I was in, you know, both of our names on the ballot right next to each other, but me, $3,000, her $40 million.
Right.
And those are just the kind of dynamics that we're regularly faced with as
Mm-hmm.
regular people putting our hat in the ring and saying, hey, I'd like a shot at making some laws
Right.
in the best interest of regular people like myself. But
Right. I've been saying, you know, if you want working class rights, you have to hire working class people to do those jobs.
Yep.
You know.
mhm.
And my push is always that people have to think in terms of systemic and not think of an individual, even though I love our individual Green Party candidates. People need to start thinking if they want to get rid of this system that they know they hate, they have to be systematic about it. They have to make the vow. Do not vote for anyone in the duopoly ever, no matter how nice they sound, no matter no matter how cute they are. Do not vote for the duopoly. That's the only way out of our system.
Because at the end of the day, they will have to bow to leadership or else they will be removed. That's just the way it is.
Right.
And we are the pressure on the system. That's what, if we weren't, they wouldn't try so hard to keep us off the ballot and to put so many hurdles, legal and illegal, in front of us to where we can't gain traction. That's why you don't hear about us in the mainstream media, because like 6 people own that and our message is not their message. So they're not going to cover us. That's why I was so thrilled that Brian got on Democracy Now! I mean, a lot of people watch that.
Yeah, folks, go watch that. It's really good, especially Brian right at the end. He doesn't answer the question. He just goes right for the Green Party which was so wonderful. It was so perfect because that's what people need to hear. And I know Democracy Now! Is not exactly fully mainstream, but they got a big following. And so that was a huge thing for Brian to just talk about the Green Party. And just
we will probably stage another protest this year in 2024. Alyssa Slotkin and Mike Rogers held a debate on an ABC broadcast affiliate.
Okay.
And I contacted the studio and asked to be included in the debate because I was on the ballot.
Right.
And they said no. And I showed up at the studio and I asked to be allowed on property, and they said no. And they shut me out, froze me out of the major televised debate event that featured a Democrat and a Republican.
Right. Yeah.
See, they're scared of you.
Because of that loophole in the equal time rule, where they only have to have a Democrat and a Republican, and then it's fair.
Oh my God. Yep.
Yep. Well, you're in good company. The same thing happened to Ralph Nader.
Oh, and Jill Stein, and
Oh, and Jill Stein.
Everybody. Oh yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
But no, that's good if you do a protest. Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
we almost got some equal time rule weaponization from Tallarico down there in Texas, going on the Colbert Report or the Colbert Late Show. You know, Trump's FCC threatened to impose some equal time violations in response to that, which was an interesting moment. Once again, one of those things that probably will turn into nothing, but stay tuned, folks. Stay tuned.
Now, I don't know if Texas has a Senate candidate, because we interviewed Robert Smith really early on, and then his jobs made him pull out. So I'm not sure if they have one, but that's, we'll have to check in with Texas to see. Because I mean, we know all of their, or most of their U.S. House candidates, like Greg Stoker, Marlon Duran, help me, Edie, what I try to remember name, Eric McMenemy. Eric McMenemy. He's totally great.
Alex, right? Is it Alex or Eric? I think it's Alex.
Alex?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry if you're watching. I am terrible with names. Everybody knows I'm terrible with names. But they're great candidates. Marlon Duran.
Yeah. So we've met quite a few people from Texas. But I had an idea for you. And see what you think about it. And you may have already done something like this. But we were just on a panel for Medicare for All. Alexandria set it up for us. So it was 3 Dems and 3 Greens. And the difference was really stark. We spoke from our heart. We spoke from a solutions place, and they just mostly gave talking points. I mean, one guy was, he's pretty decent, but
And we want him to join the Green Party.
he knows he doesn't have a chance in the primary because it's
Yeah.
just stacked against any of your people. So I actually asked him, I'm like, would you mind leaving them and at least going independent?
We've
But-
talked to a number of Democrats. I know one or two in Chicago, and I've approached them, and they're like, yeah, I know. They know how bad it is, but
Well, I was just going to say, and then you get the one that's been doing it their whole life since they've been like 13 years old. They've, just been geared for that. So that was a really good way to get our message out and show a contrast. So maybe you could do like a town hall in front of the station and have the people come and try to steal it away from them.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we'll come up with some kind of creative solution. We held a little demonstration with a few of us in posters.
Okay.
We'll be looking to make a bigger ruckus this year.
Yeah.
You could just stand on the sidewalk and with your microphone. They might not like that, but just have speakers. Just talk about it.
Maybe do some signal jamming. I don't know.
There we go. Now you're talking.
This is not endorsed
I
by
have a
Illinois Green
drone.
Party.
I have a drone. You can give me a call. Have the drone fly over.
We'll talk later,
Oh, my
Scott.
gosh.
Yeah. No, it's funny. I haven't told this joke yet, Edie, but I always
Okay.
talk about how, I love the idea of revolution, but I would be no help because, I don't know how to shoot a gun. But then if I tried, like I have a tremor, I would like shoot the wrong person. So don't sign me up for revolution, folks. I love the idea.
we want the peaceful revolution. We want the revolution at the ballot box.
Oh, okay.
Like Malcolm X said, ballot or the bullet.
Yeah, there you go.
So we haven't exhausted the ballot yet. We're not even really using it. So until we do that, y'all need to calm down.
Well, I'm just, no, we were kind of talking on that a little earlier. The left protest world that I live in Chicago, I swear, I don't know if it's just the years and years of propaganda. I don't know if it's a little CIA infiltration, but for all of these people who are so into the ideas of making change and to not include electoral in their it just doesn't make any sense. How could you be so caring about these issues so much? And like Edie said, not want to try to replace the people who write those laws that get, it doesn't make sense. I'm very suspicious of why in the lefty protest world, electoral politics is uncool. And, I'm trying to, I'm going to try to get on stage and make a big speech. I don't know if they'll let me, but I'm gonna rail at those people.
Well, I wanted to ask what it's like in Michigan there in the protest world.
In the protest world, well, yeah, people are frustrated and they don't know what to do, and they don't think voting works, and they've checked out of it and they've tuned out of it.
See,
and so I also agree with Scott. I think that's a bad approach, tuning out and stepping back. What I advocate is bum rushing the government and taking what levers of power we can find. At my local activist group meeting, I recently brought them this printout, which I received from my city clerk. And what it is it's a list of every elected and appointed official in the city and their term of office. And it includes things like the Board of Review, the City Council, the Downtown Development Authority, the Election Commission, and the Recreation Committee, the Planning Commission, and so on and so forth. Okay. And I've requested a similar list from my county clerk, and what these all are opportunities, right? We see places in our own communities where we can join boards and committees and make policy decisions right there at the backyard level. And that's a great place to start.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Yep. I've had a few run-ins with my county board person before I knew who they were.
Yeah.
So,
The county where I currently reside in Michigan, when I first got here, I was reporting on the county commission, and I quickly learned that it was the worst finances in the whole state. There are 83 counties in Michigan, and this county was number 83 in finances.
Wow.
It had a negative $500,000 in cash, and they did some accounting trickery at the end of the year to make the audit work out,
Oh my
which
God.
they assured everyone was legal, not best practice, but not illegal.
Not best,
And
not best practice. I like that.
and when the election came around, 4 out of 5 of these commissioners who were running the worst budget in the whole state.
mhm.
I mean, and number 82 is doing way better, just to give further context.
Like exponentially better, right?
4 out of 5 of these elected officials, no competition, no contest, no one vying for their seat. They just got reelected, rubber stamped right back in.
Yep.
And then the one commissioner who had a challenger narrowly lost to a returning commissioner, someone who had served, during the long decline of the county to where it was. So we need to step forward and start taking the reins, or things will continue to go the way that they're going, which most of the people that I meet express concern to me. They don't like the direction things are heading, and people are looking for ways to right the ship.
Yep.
And these elections are part of the remedy.
And
Green Party has a 51% win rate as of last year, and we have thousands of people in office on the mayor on down. But before we go, then we
I wanted to say one. I want to make
I
one
know,
more
but I
comment.
just want him
Okay.
to be able to talk about his Senate race. Like, what
Okay.
will you do for the people of Michigan should you win the race?
In the United States Senate, I think the important issues at that level of government are going to be to shut down these wars, to use maximum diplomatic leverage and influence to effect ceasefires in Gaza, ceasefire in Ukraine, hands off Cuba, hands off Venezuela, no more bombing Nigeria, Yemen. The other countries I can't even remember because we're always bombing so many countries at once.
Yep.
Who can keep them all on the brain all the time?
Iran's the latest one.
We want universal health care. However we want to phrase it, we can't keep going. I don't have health care insurance right now. I can't afford it.
Right.
I just took my 9-year-old to the doctor today, and we had no insurance. I had to decline lots of tests and things.
Oh God.
It's just a reality working class people are facing every day.
Mhm.
So universal health care, not universal health care insurance, universal health care.
Right. Thank you.
Okay. I don't want good access to insurance. I want good access to health care. So that's an
what
important
I say.
distinction.
I say VA for all. VA healthcare for all. That's healthcare. Yep.
Big issue right now is Enbridge's Line 5 oil pipeline and the Line 5 tunnel project.
Okay.
They want to drill a tunnel under the Straits of Mackinac and run oil through it. Right now, there's a pipeline that sits on the lake bed, and it was built for a 50-year lifespan. It is over 70 years old.
Okay.
And that's just in the Great Lakes, sitting on the bottom, subject to anchor strike.
Oh boy.
So
yeah,
we want to address that, and our governor and state attorney general have been unsuccessful. So it's got to go higher up the chain.
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
We want affordable housing. I've been going on the stump in this District 1 candidate forum.
Okay.
And one of the candidates had this policy plank to repeal the Faircloth Amendment, which is the federal law that stops federal funds from being used for housing.
Oh God.
It needs to be repealed, rescinded.
Yeah. Oh,
so that's very important for affordable housing and it's attainable housing.
Wow. I didn't even know that existed. Oh my God.
We want to abolish ICE. Maybe we could just abolish DHS and repeal the Patriot Act while we're at it.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bring some civil rights back.
Right. Oh, yeah. You got a
That
little
sounds
work
like a
to
great
do.
start.
Yes.
Just, yeah, I go for a maximalist kind of position. And once again, second cycle in a row, I will be the only socialist on the ballot for U.S. Senate in Michigan.
Okay. All right.
There you go.
So if you're a socialist, vote for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I hope everybody's watching. Yes.
If you're a socialist,
absolutely.
vote for me. That should be your commercial.
I think, I mean, that's a really good, I mean, the young folks are getting it. At least that's been the most positive thing for me. They get the whole capitalism thing. They fully, because they're feeling the brunt. Our generation, we slid by. They are feeling the brunt of this now. So, yep. Yep. Excellent. I love your campaign. Wow, Doug. This is absolutely. Yeah,
Thanks,
maximalist. Absolutely.
Sure. Most of them are very popular, sort of, kind of left center things in other parts of the world. And then.
Right.
Or even right center.
Yeah.
In some parts of the world. Like that's the conservative position.
Yeah.
We should take care of the people.
Yeah, right.
We can work on other stuff, but we should take care of the people.
Yeah.
Like they get it in other parts of the world.
Oh, God.
Yeah, even out here in rural Michigan, rural Michigan is especially where people are very concerned about healthcare because the hospitals are shutting down and the services are expensive and far away.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yep. We had one here that served poor people. It's gone. Yep. Just down the street.
So we really need to invest in healthcare and in healthcare human resources. We need to make nursing training affordable so that we have lots of nurses for our aging baby boomer population.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good point.
If we continue
the aging Gen Xers,
yeah,
right behind us.
If becoming a healthcare professional is expensive, then who's going to take care of everyone?
And I've been around the nursing.
It's good horse sense. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I've been around the nursing profession. I've never been a nurse, but I've been around it with the family, and yeah, I mean, they work them so hard. It is. I mean, they know no place has enough nurses. No place has enough nurses. So right, we need to work on that.
Yeah, and a lot of times your small doctor's office has your nurse has one of the nurses taking like the insurance information and trying to work out the billing and doing all that. What if that just wasn't there? They would be able to spend all their time being a nurse when they clock in. They're like, I'm a nurse now.
Right.
I guess the other big issue in Michigan right now that's concerning a lot of people is data centers.
Oh God.
So
Here too.
we really want to be grassroots democracy and keep control over our own communities and not let these massive corporations just run roughshod over people.
God.
Yeah.
Well,
that sounds like a great campaign.
Yeah. A lot of work to do. I was going to say, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just want to thank you for coming. And please keep us posted as soon as you have your website back up. You can always come back on and
no, we'd love to have you back on. Yeah,
can I bring some of my candidate comrades with me next time?
Yes, absolutely.
Sure.
That would be fun.
Right.
That would be real fun.
Yeah, that would be fun. And I wanted to say, as soon as you get it, you can send it to me personally because I have a cousin in Michigan that I'll pass it along and see what I can
do. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. Very good to meet you, Edie. Scott. Thanks for having me.
Good to meet you.
Thanks so much, Doug. Yes. Great show.
And everybody check out his wobbly, what is it?
Wobbly.blog.
Wobbly.blog. So that's where
right.
your journalism sits, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I have some music up at digdug.live.
Digdog.live. All right, cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I will check that out. That's great.
Multi-talented. That's the greens.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm an
Right.
artist as well. Like I paint. Like haven't been doing it lately, but yeah. I think
Cool.
the Green Party just attracts people like that because we want that to be brought back to the forefront. Music and art and things like that aren't taught anymore. And it's robbing our kids of the culture.
Yeah.
It's just too bad. But anyway, thank you for being here and tune in on Sunday, 6 p.m. Central Time for Sunday night news. I guess we're going to call it now.
Yeah.
So thanks everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a good night.
Bye now.
An uprising, we're rising up. It's an uprising, we're rising up. It's an uprising. Fight the power. It's an uprising. Fight the power.
Okay.